Welcome back, everybody. This is Dev. Welcome to Correct Me If I'm Wrong, the best podcast in the.
Number one.
It's the best.
Trending.
We're
best
trending.
and the number one.
Best and number one. To my right, I got Mesa Lou.
Yo.
I got Jesus.
What's up?
And I got Nene.
Woo, Nene.
And I got Patrick.
Are you backing up?
That's my busy chick. He was backing up. I felt like someone was spotting him as
Keep coming. You're good.
All right, guys, we're going to go into our relationship segment. Yeah. So, what do you think are some pros about setting up your friend with another friend? Let's start with Nene.
So you're saying I brought a friend around, and the positives that would come out of if you liked her?
Yes.
So what's cool about it is that we can go on dates, like we could double date, and that would be really fun. And then whenever you get bored of like the guy talk, you know, guys get into their certain things, and girls are like, "Oh my gosh, it's so boring." At least you'll have your friend there, so you can go have your own friend time. But sometimes that doesn't work out.
So first of all,
Okay.
what do guys talk about that's boring? That's like not a thing at all.
That was rude.
Yeah. You know,
We are very complex individuals with highly intelligent conversations.
like sometimes y'all get into these conversations like a lot of it's like sports stuff.
I don't know. The other day we were talking about electricity, how much we pay %.
That is
That's
true.
pretty- yeah.
We're breaking it down.
And then so like you're tuned out, you're like, what are they talking about?
I
Like,
was talking
what's
about
happening?
plumbing last episode.
You loved
What
it.
is happening?
You were all about it.
And so it would be cool if you have your girlfriend there that you hooked up with your guy friends, and then you know you have somebody to talk to and hang out with.
So that's kind of more of a pro for you, I guess.
Yeah, that's what
She's like, I'm selfish.
Nice.
The world revolves around Nene.
actually that is a pro for me. So
Okay, I guess what's the pro for the friend? I guess
what's
that
the
you're
pro
setting up.
for, like,
The person
I'm
that
gonna
you're setting
just
up.
say you because you know you're asking me the question.
Okay.
Don't forget me.
So the pro for you would be that, you get like an inside scoop. So you'll get like the inside scoop. I could tell you little things about what she likes. So whenever things come up, you know, it could help you out. So that's a pro for you. And then plus it's easy because you don't have to go look for her. I'm bringing her to you. So
A la carte.
That is half the battle.
so that's a good pro for you.
Okay.
I could help you out. Oh, but do not mess up because because I don't want to be the one to be like, oh, you know, consoling her and being like, I don't want to hear that part. That could be that's a con.
So now we came to the con.
So is that why you've never hooked me up, Nick?
If you're gonna break her
Like,
heart,
didn't you hear me? He said, start off with we had to have good things.
Come on, guys.
So kind of like she's like saying he did this and he did that. I
Yeah.
can't believe that, and you
And
have
then
to
you're
kind of
like,
like agree with her. It's like I can't
You
believe
got
him.
two sides.
That is
yeah.
true.
Can you imagine you're like stuck in the middle?
Yep.
Oh,
You do
that-
got two
I
sides.
mean, I feel like at one point you would get
Yeah.
stuck in the middle, no matter what.
Yeah, and then that would be very awkward to be like stuck in between them. Have you ever done that before? Have you ever had something like
a
that
situation.
where you're stuck in the middle?
One time I parallel parked.
I was like, what's that guy doing? I'm so confused.
You didn't know where to go forward or
Oh
backward.
man, I'm stuck. No, but I think that does add like tons of pressure.
Oh my
obviously,
god, so
'cause,
much pressure.
Yeah, you would walk in there thinking like, man, like I can't. Almost like you'd almost be putting on the front now because what if there's things that you don't like about her, and then you're like, oh man, now I feel pressure that I have to kind of, go for it, even though you're not.
And
So-
as the friend, you gotta be in that sweet spot, right? You can't oversell and you can't undersell, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
when you're like telling your friend about that person, you're like, hey, he's super nice,
Yeah.
and he's moderately attractive. That kind of stuff,
Like
you know what I mean?
acceptably.
Yeah. You can't be like he's super high, he's a good looking dude, or then you can't be like, well, I mean, he's alright. You gotta find that sweet spot.
Yeah, I guess it's just the whole like mentality. I guess if they hadn't met before, the whole picture before the actual
Yeah.
meetup, I guess it would be easier. Like if it was like like a gathering of friends, and later on you'd be like, hey, remember this guy?
Yeah, what you think of this person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a little bit more easier route to take than picturing someone and then
Like a blind date kind of thing.
yeah.
So then what would you do if let's say you had this perfect let's say like all right, let's take Mesa for example, okay?
Okay.
We have this perfect girl for Mesa, okay? She likes sports. She laughs at Patrick's jokes. And then we secretly introduce her to you, all right? And you just not into her at all. Should you give her a chance?
So, do I know ahead of time that's what's happening?
Yeah.
Or- okay,
Like,
you've
we're not
given me a heads
telling
up.
her. We're not telling her that.
Okay.
That's what we're doing, but you know what's going on.
You've given me a heads up. Like, hey, like this is why I'm bringing this person around.
If like we coming from your friends and like we're looking out for you,
Okay.
would you give it an opportunity knowing that we have your best interests at heart?
Yeah, I'd probably be a little more. Well, I think you go into a little more open-minded, right? Opposed to like just if it's someone you're not attracted to, you're like, I'm not really feeling it. But if your friends are like, hey, look, I brought this person around because of this, I definitely think you go into it more open-minded. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna see where it goes, see what happens. I'm gonna see, kind of play, dip my toes in the water and see how I'm feeling. Yeah, I'm a little more open-minded about it for sure.
I feel like that's tough as far as giving that kind of perception to someone, and then if it goes completely sideways, you're like, oh my gosh, like,
Yeah.
whoops.
Yeah, especially if you don't really know
Yes.
you obviously think you know somebody.
Yes,
And
yeah,
y'all,
that's the point,
you get them
yeah.
together and they're like, they're nothing like you said they were. What do you mean they're nice? They're nice to me.
So mean.
What do you think, Dev? You're being quiet.
I think you do. You give them a chance.
Do you think it's a pro or con to have your friend help you find somebody? Or would you rather just kind of do it on your own?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. That's deep.
That was deep, dude.
It's in the hall.
Well, you have Kleenexes in here? So we
Oh, I mean, no, but
But we need to.
Don't you cry on my carpet.
I do think it's a pro. I do think it's a pro. It's someone trying to help you out, but at the same time, I guess in my situation, that just depends. Because like sometimes, if someone does try to set me up with somebody, I might be nervous at first. I mean, that's what it is. It's just me just being nervous. But I will give somebody a chance to get to know somebody.
I feel. I mean, I can see that being true as far as like you meeting this person with at first
like the
intention of actually giving someone
Yeah.
a chance, not the intention of being friends and then kind of leading
Yeah.
up to that. Just like right away, you're like, it's like a pressure. Like you kind of want it to click right away, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be my next question is, would you prefer, so let's say me and Patrick and they got together, Jesus got together, and we had this person for you, would you prefer us to tell you, hey, look, we're bringing this person around for you, or
No, don't tell me.
don't tell you.
Don't tell you at all.
Just,
But then
but then what if you
you
don't,
wouldn't try
yeah,
because what if
yeah.
you don't know she's single? You don't even attempt
Yeah, you don't
to
even
try to
attempt.
find
Yeah,
out.
you don't think you'll be oblivious to the fact that like
Uh-huh.
she's waiting for
Ah,
you
that's
to
true.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
I don't know. I feel like I would have like a lot of pressure.
I feel like
yeah, I mean, I get that. I get the pressure part. I get it. I do. But I knowing you for a little while, Devin, I know you. Okay.
He like think everybody wants to be his best
Yes,
friend.
yeah, like you would
Yeah.
completely ignore every sign.
She'd
You
be like,
would ignore.
"Oh, you're so strong." You'd be like, "Yeah, I hit the gym." All right, well, I'll see you later.
I gotta go home. Bye.
Yeah.
I guess we just gotta catch him halfway through the whole like night or whatever it is.
But
Day.
then at that point, it's the same thing. It's the same pressure.
I guess so.
Yeah, like when do you want us to tell you,
Yeah.
hey, even if like, okay, so let's change the scenario. Let's say we don't even know her. Okay, it's just a random girl at like a get together and and we see y'all talking, right? In just casual conversation, and I look at Mason, I'm like, dude, you see the hearts, you see the leprechauns. And so at that point, what should we go up to you and be like, hey, bro, like she's into you, like, you know, we're letting you know, because maybe you don't see it, maybe you just think it's all like you don't see it. But then would that not add the exact same amount of pressure to you?
Because again, you haven't talked to her yet, you haven't met her yet. We just happen to see maybe like the looks, or like she's kind of like she's kind of feeling you. She's like, oh, I kind of find that guy attractive or whatever. Yeah, the vibe.
Yeah.
There you go.
No.
So you don't think that would add any pressure? So now you go into that exact same scenario with no pressure on you. It's just easy going.
I think if once we got to talk to each other and we're getting to know each other, it's all
After
good.
the fact that we tell you that.
No, it was just like, let's say if we were talking and everything and went
Okay.
good and everything, and you're just like, hey man, I think she's into you. So like, I'll be like, really? And then maybe I'd try to like maybe get her number, maybe ask her on a date.
So you're saying the added pressure of us thinking she's good for you is more than the day of
It's
saying.
it's kind of like mom telling you, "Oh, Devin, I got this girl for you, and she's perfect for you." He's like turned off. He's like, "Nope, not gonna happen."
Huh.
I
Is
mean,
it like
my
that?
mom hooked me up. I would have been down. I was like, all right, mom, what's up? Mom, if you listening, like,
Mason, why's your phone ringing?
they're calling in. They're calling in.
I think either way, I would just feel pressure.
Yeah.
But
So that either way, it's pressure.
Yeah.
either
And
way,
that's what I
either
would
way.
think too. Like it's
just
pressure
either way.
either
Yep,
way.
I agree.
I think it's just pressure either way.
So we do not let you know ahead of time. We just let it. Even if
And
we
if you
see
miss it, you miss it.
Yeah, so okay, so all right. So we're again, same scenario, you're at a party, we see, you know, fireworks popping, right? Bam, boom, boom. Now we leave. Okay, we're on the way home. We're like, "Hey, what you think of
So and so.
yeah, so and so Sandra?" And you're like, "Oh, she's cool. Did you get a number?" I didn't know like
Yeah,
oh,
you're like,
what?
"What?
And
She
then we
was
were
into
like,
you."
"Dude, she's into you. Would you be mad at us
For not telling
not
you.
telling you?" Because now we know that we shouldn't because you'd feel pressure. So would you be mad that we kind of just let it go?
No, I wouldn't be mad.
You wouldn't be a tiny bit
Yeah,
upset.
a little bit salty that we didn't like.
You missed
express
out
it a
on an
little bit.
opportunity.
I guess yeah.
I'd be mad.
I'll be salty if I never like if I don't know when I'm ever gonna see her again.
Yes.
Or anything. So yes.
Yeah,
I'm
because
salty.
I'm pretty sure I met Mace's wife at Olive Garden one time.
I was out of the game for a while. Okay? I was rusty.
She was
Whatever,
giving.
guys.
She was giving.
She
him
was
all
giving
the
odd vibes. She was flirting. She was like, "I love LeBron too." But then I could hear her go to the back. "Hey, who's LeBron? Tell me facts about him." And he was like, "Yeah, can you? There's a game going on." He was like watching the game on his tablet. He's like, "Ma'am, I'm trying to watch the game."
I remember.
So I feel like that's just how it would be. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't see it
Yep.
as that.
You wouldn't see it. Sometimes you miss it. Even a seasoned vet.
What about coming from a girl's end then? All right. So what is it? Do you guys see it differently? Okay. So your girlfriend, is introducing you to a guy. As a girl, do you still feel as pressured as obviously guys do? I mean, I say guys, but I'm smooth as like freaking silk. Like the 1,000 yards, the 1,000 thread count blankets, smooth. But other guys.
All right, we'll let you think it.
I guess like they're forcing you, kind of like they're basically saying, "We're gonna have this guy around. We want you to try to talk to him."
Sure.
Like if you feel pressure.
Same situation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same situation as
Do you
the
as
Devon
females, do
scenario.
you feel pressured? Because like I feel like the pressure, in my opinion, comes more from the guys because they gotta start the conversation, lead the conversation that way, so on and so forth. So do you as a female have that same pressure on you going into that situation?
I think so. Like maybe your mind's not there. Like you don't really want to do this. You're not ready yet. Yeah, you could probably feel the pressure. You don't really want to. But I think girls can be pretty. I would think that if you look at the guy and you're like, that's not my type. You won't even get to know him. Like I think a girl would be like, nope, that's not my
I
type.
can see that for sure, actually.
Yeah.
Well, y'all are rude.
Yeah.
I mean,
She can
personally, I'm saying
instantly
on the
probably
girl
tell.
standpoint.
On a girl
Yeah.
standpoint,
Because
for
I feel
girls.
like, not to cut you out, but I feel like girls typically don't require as much help from a friend. I feel like that doesn't happen as often as maybe as a guy being like, "Hey, look, like this girl, I got my girlfriend's friend to come because you know what I mean, that kind of stuff." I feel like it doesn't happen as
It's
much.
so
Maybe
much easier
maybe
for
I'm wrong.
girls. Well, I think it's so much easier for
Yeah,
girls.
oh for sure.
And girls, they're just more males on this earth, I think it's just so much easier. Sorry.
Wait.
And we all got sad. We're like, it is hard.
But it is cool. Like, let's say you hook up your friend, and then it works out, and then they get married, and and it's because you put them together, and you thought it worked. Don't you have a family member that happened to?
Yep. Yeah, no, my mom introduced one of my cousins to one of her coworkers' son. I believe how that relationship went, and they're happily married with the kiddo.
Dang.
Yeah, who's just turned. It's so crazy. So I was a ring bearer at their wedding, right?
Oh,
so
you
yeah,
have
I was
to
like,
keep that.
I think I was like 22.
Our beard had just come in.
He's like, that's back when I was swole. I'm all swole. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I don't know how young I was. But it's funny because they just posted he's going to start his first day, or he started his first day rather of his senior year. And so they posted his like first grade of his kindergarten and him outside like holding like the little playground that they have outside. So same little picture, but it's just crazy because, I knew him as this little bitty guy.
Yeah.
And now, he's this senior now. So it's just crazy. Thanks for that day. It was beautiful. Memory.
Tell your mom to hook me up, man.
And we already talked about, like, when it doesn't work out, it's no good.
Where everyone becomes close with everybody, so then now
Yeah.
y'all break up. So it's like whoever wasn't the original friend in that group has
Yeah.
like a decision to make. It's like, do I still keep
So,
coming
yeah.
around, or
Yeah.
do I just have to like kind of break off?
You're like, that's my friends too.
But I think that is one of the pros, though, is that like when it does work out, like the group gets bigger, right? Like
Yeah.
that you can. There's 3 or 4 from the beginning of that show, and as the show ends, there's 8 of them, 9 of them. As more people continue to join the group, the small circle starts to get a little bit bigger, and that's cool. When you can meet new people and friends based off relationships.
And it's also, you already know that person, so it's not like you're meeting a new person and you don't know, you're trying to learn this new person. Like if you like introduce your friend to another friend, you already know how this friend reacts, so you know that they laugh at Patrick's jokes and everything. Do you get what I mean?
You're gonna have to write that on the chalkboard, man. I feel like there's a lot of connections there. My friend, the friend of the friend. That's
Like if you introduce a friend to another friend, like you already
like I introduced Mesa to Jesus.
hey,
Just kidding.
or like you already know
Hi, my
Jesus,
name's
you're cool with that person, so it's all good. So whenever you are together as a group or vacation, it's all good. But if you don't know the new person that Mace's dated, it's kind of complicated. So you're
got
trying
you.
to like adjust. You try to adjust yourself. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. So I already know both people, so I know that I personally get, I'm
Good.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm good
you're-
with both
yeah,
people.
that's what I
Rather than I have
yourself.
no idea how I'm gonna be
Yeah.
able to be. I see.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Did you follow that, or did you get bored? Guy talk.
She's already talking to someone else.
Okay, so I got another question for Dev. So let's say again we have this perfect girl for you, right? We know, and we tell her ahead of time that we think that you would be perfect, right? But we can't tell you anymore. Would you be mad at that because we didn't prepare you ahead of time? Because some guys, right? They like to get cleaned up. They like to get the fresh fade.
Yeah.
Make sure they didn't put the axe on. They put the Lacoste on.
Wear the good shoes.
Yeah, the good shoes. They didn't wear the jersey out. They wore the polo. They didn't wear the UTPB shirt. They wore the... I don't know what you wear, but...
Antonio
And so
gonna
then
be
let's say it
mad
comes
at
out
this
later.
one.
Yeah. Antonio is being mad about this episode.
So let's say it comes out later that this was our plan. Would you be a little angry we didn't tell you ahead of time?
I can't say that. I mean, I can't say that I can't be angry with you because I already said what I said. So I can't be angry with you.
What did you say?
That I'd rather y'all not tell me ahead of time.
So you want to be just left in the dark completely, no matter what. Even if we tell her and she's
just
down. She
missing
saw your
out.
picture and she just like mind blown. She's like, "This is the goddess
gonna
I've been
marry."
waiting for."
You got
Did
us.
she see him? Did she see him naturally like?
No, he had the dog ear filter on.
How are you putting dog filters on, Devin? You stop that right now.
It's on his Tinder profile. It's weird.
When are you not getting swipes?
Or just re-clarifying to make
Yes.
sure you want nothing. Like, you don't want us involved in your life at all, basically. We need that cut off right now on camera.
No, I don't want y'all out of my life.
Okay, I threw that a little too far.
Okay, I know what you mean.
That's a big ultimatum right there.
All right, now I know what you mean. It's just so hard. I feel just like a lot of pressure. I think that's what it is when you introduce me to somebody. Like, it's just a lot of pressure. So I guess if it's pressure going to be either way, I would want you to give me a heads up.
Okay. Mesa. We were just been picking on Devin because he's a single guy, but
Okay.
we forget Mesa's single too.
I am single.
So
432.
what about you? Like, I find this girl, she's perfect in every way. Do you want to know ahead of time?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know me, buddy. Like, I want the heads up. I want the bio. I want every information that I have in order to use that, so I can utilize that during conversation. As much ammunition as you can give me, buddy, you go ahead and give me. I want to be prepared.
Coming
like
out.
you would not believe. 100%. Oh yeah, definitely heads up.
I have a question for Jesus. I don't even know why this is randomly popped in my head. But how did you and Bree, like, like whoever asked who to be, girlfriend or boyfriend, judging on who asked who?
What do you mean? Like,
Does he remember the moment?
Yeah, like
Who
the
asked who?
moment,
Okay.
how'd you do it? Because like my mom, I think when my mom and dad, they ask each other, "Do you want to go steady?" This
All
is
right.
like the question. So like essentially, how did that conversation or moment more or less happen?
it's a pretty good story, actually.
There you go. Where's my popcorn?
actually, what the heck? Like, I'm gonna be in trouble. For not knowing. But it was essentially, literally, they did introduce me to her, like friends of friends. Like, actually,
wow.
like
Nice.
literally this
How
topic.
are you not more involved in this topic?
I just, yeah.
We'll
But
put this story at the beginning of the episode.
no, but yeah, it was my friend, and she knew Brianna, so I told her, hey, like, who's your friend? And she's like, oh, so and so, blah blah blah. And then I think I messaged her on Facebook, and then because we were both in band together, and then I guess we just started talking, and then I think one of the football games we went out, to get ready for band and stuff like that, and we hung out pretty much the whole game. And then on the way back, on the bus ride back, it's pretty funny because we get to the school, it's super late, we're unpacking, whatever. We're still in the bus. And at that point, she has like her head on my shoulder, like resting it. And at that point, I'm like super nervous, I'm about to ask her, and so I literally like turn my head to ask her. But at the moment that I turn my head, she kisses me.
Oh my
And
god.
I was like,
That's so beautiful.
and I was like, what the heck? So I don't say anything. So we get off the bus, and then I'm putting my stuff up. She's putting her stuff up. And then we kind of wait for our parents to pick us up. And then so I pretty much go up to her and be like, so we going out? Or
How does this work?
so apparently what she said is that she thought that I was going in for a kiss. So then that's why she kissed me. my plan was I was going to ask her.
It's the greatest thing ever.
And I was like, well, at least I don't have to do that anymore. Like, that's out of the way. But
I
yeah.
need to invest in some Kleenex.
That's so awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
See, damn it, we could fight you that.
It would be a beautiful
Yes,
story.
take it.
I would
All of our fans would be a part of it too.
Yes. This is gonna be great because we're gonna continue this show for years, and our fans are gonna follow the journey of Devin's
Love life.
We're gonna have a segment like
Yeah.
so this
Update
week.
on Devin's love
And
life.
when she comes on the show, it's gonna be amazing.
Yes, we're gonna play.
It's like our fans are gonna get girls for you.
Oh my gosh.
That could work.
But remember, don't tell him.
Yeah,
You'll have to
give him
set
a
it up
heads up.
somehow. Go to Walmart at this specific time, this aisle.
Get a prepaid phone. Text this prepaid number.